WB17 News is up next.
Tonight at 10, a Philadelphia cabbie shot and killed inside his car. We have the latest on the search for a suspect.
Tonight, big thunderstorms, but they're to our north. Plus, we could go from warm to hot.
I'm Jim Sinkovich, standing with a car that is in big demand today because of the big jump in gasoline prices. Stay tuned for my special report.
And first, they had twins. Now, sextuplets. We'll show you one local family's 6 new babies.
Now all the news, just 30 minutes.
Next.
This is WB17 News at 10.
Meet Alexis, Hannah, Aiden, Cullen, Leah, and Joel. 6 new babies, all born today to a couple from our area. Now that's a Mother's Day. Good evening, I'm Scott Engler.
And I'm Tony Yates, and it only took 3 minutes to deliver those 6 beautiful babies today. The Berks County sextuplets, now among fewer than 200 sets in the entire world. WB17's Tim Furlong joins us in the studio with the incredible details. Tim.
Tony, it makes me tired just thinking about it. 6 new babies, that's in addition to the 3-year-old twins Jonathan and Kate Gosselin already had. Tonight, the couple knows they have a lot of work ahead. It'll be a labor of love. The C-section lasted just 3 minutes. That's 30 seconds a baby. First out, Alexis. She was followed by Hannah, who was followed by Aiden, Colin, Leah, and little Joel. As the kids came out, they were named in alphabetical order.
As they came out, you know, like the first boy was Aiden. The first girl was Alexis.
Tonight, Mom is tired, but in good spirits, and the baby's small, but otherwise okay.
We're professional warriors, but at this point in time, as I said, they really are off to a terrific start. We'll feel a lot more comfortable if we can get to the end of the week and still not have identified any major issues to come along.
As of late this afternoon, all but one of the babies were still on ventilators, but doctors say they expected that. Kate delivered her babies in her 30th week of pregnancy. But again, the babies should be just fine. Dad even says he's already discovering their personalities.
When I talk to the nurses and then when I touch them, like one's crying all the time, and one moves around all the time, and one likes to sleep more, and it's pretty interesting that something so small can be its own little personality.
Think you've got money problems? Get this. The Gosselins could have all 8 of their kids in college at the same time. Their church has offered to expand their house for them, and a number of companies have made donations. That's good for them. I'm Tim Furlong, WB17 News at 10.
All right, Tim, thank you. 8 sounds like enough there. What a gorgeous day out there today. Get ready. We're looking at a week of some very hot weather. Temperatures still in the 70s tonight for folks out there walking in Center City. And we're just going to keep cranking it on up. WB17 meteorologist Kirk Clyde joins us now with a look at the first forecast. Hey, Kirk.
Hi, Scott. Hot certainly for the month of May, but if you still want the cold stuff, winter storm watch is in effect for Montana. They could have close to a foot of snow. And believe it or not, it's this low and this front that'll cool us off, not this first front, and that front is going to take a long time to get here. So these numbers that you see here today, Pottstown up to 84. It was kind of interesting that a fog bank over northern New Jersey was about 60 degrees along the coast, while Pottstown, Reading, almost 85 degrees, but we're probably going to plus these numbers up a little bit as we go through the week. I'll let you know just how warm it's going to get in just a few minutes. Scott.
All right, Kirk, thank you. A Camden City police officer and his cruiser are both drying out tonight after they ended up in the Cooper River. Witnesses say the officer was driving on Admiral Wilson Boulevard when he changed lanes and lost control of the car. He went off the road, over an embankment, and into the river. Now, the officer is okay, and late tonight his car was pulled from the water. Police are investigating.
Well, a major bioterrorism drill is happening in Philadelphia right now as we speak. They're simulating a bioterrorist attack. The exercise was set up as a suspicious package at the Liberty Bell. Now, about 70 people are acting as victims who have symptoms from some unknown chemical exposure while emergency and law enforcement workers respond.
It's the introduction of something, a weapon of mass destruction, a biological agent, that could affect people who will then be dispersed again throughout our region. So who's been infected? What's going to happen to them? Who's responsible for it?
The exercise will take place over 40 hours. It wraps up tomorrow night.
Well, the heat may be on Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld, but the president is standing by his man. Today, Bush said Rumsfeld was doing a superb job and that the nation owed him a debt of gratitude. Those words came, though, after Bush was shown new pictures of Iraqi prisoner abuse at the Pentagon.
There will be a full accounting for the cruel and disgraceful abuse of Iraqi detainees. Conduct that has come to light is an insult to the Iraqi people and an affront to the most basic standards of morality and decency.
The Defense Department is considering publicly releasing more videos and photos of abuse. Meantime, in Iraq, U.S. forces have destroyed the Baghdad office of radical Shiite cleric Muqtada al-Sadr. 2 of al-Sadr's followers were killed in that attack. Elsewhere, U.S. Marines entered the city of Fallujah for the first time since the end of the bloody siege last month. They were escorted by Iraqi security forces. And an oil pipeline continues to burn out of control in southern Iraq after insurgents bombed it. The fire has slashed daily oil exports by 25%. And a previously unknown group warned foreigners in the city of Basra, especially Americans, that they will be targeted for kidnapping and assassination. The warning aired on Al Jazeera TV.
Back here at home, police say robbery was the reason why someone shot and killed a Philadelphia cab driver early this morning. The crime happened at 44th and Sampson in West Philadelphia just before 4 this morning. 41-year-old Maninowski Lubain was found slumped over the steering wheel of his cab.
It looked like he had a fare, probably turned around to get the money from the fare, okay, and then that's when he was shot.
Lubain was last seen leaving Philadelphia International Airport around midnight. They're asking anyone who may have seen his cab between then and when he was found, especially other cab drivers, to call police.
Police are still searching tonight for Tyrone Norwood, the man wanted in the shooting death of a 17-year-old Newark high school girl. Diana Hechter died after being shot in the chest at a party at the Newark house over the weekend. Police say Norwood was aiming at someone else when he shot and killed Hechter. At Newark High School today, her classmates dealt with the loss while admiring her accomplishments.
Diana obviously is very talented, not just art, not just athletics, but all around, and she was a part of the school who will be missed.
Police say Norwood was last seen in a stolen car that was later recovered in Chester.
And now we have an update on a fatal traffic crash that killed a popular South Jersey nun 2 years ago. A Camden County judge today ruled he would not throw out the most serious charges against Janice Chinchillo. She's accused of handing her husband, Edward, a crack pipe while he was driving. Police say he was steering with his knees, lost control, and slammed head-on into another car, killing Sister Peg Hines. The judge let stand aggravated manslaughter and aggravated assault charges, saying a jury could find Mrs. Chinchillo was just as responsible for the accident. Burlington County investigators are still trying to find out who was responsible for the murder of Krista DeFrancesco. The young mother was found stabbed to death outside her Evesham Township home 1 year ago today. Police say it is still a very active investigation. They're still gathering evidence, though no suspects have been named. Krista was 24 years old. Police are still asking anyone who may have information to contact them.
Charles Cullen, the nurse who says he killed dozens of patients, has admitted to another murder. Prosecutors in Warren County, New Jersey, say Cullen has now confessed to killing 91-year-old Helen Dean in 1993. Cullen will enter a guilty plea in the case next Wednesday. He says he's responsible for as many as 40 patient deaths in New Jersey and Pennsylvania during his 16-year nursing career.
They drive like normal cars. They perform like normal cars.
But they are not normal. Coming up, a WB17 News special report on hybrid cars. They can save you a bundle on gas, but are these new age cars right for you? Decide for yourself.
And a surprise appearance by a famous celebrity at this club goes fist flying wrong. We talk about what made the star of the show jump off the stage and into the crowd.
Plus, killer fat, what you didn't know about the extra weight you're carrying around and the harm it can do to you.
And could the Flyers even things up in their playoff series?
We'll tell you all about that when WB17 News at 10 continues.
WB17 News at 10 is brought to you in part by Infinity.
NBA superstar Kobe Bryant is back in Colorado for another round of court hearings. The most anticipated moment could come as soon as tomorrow at Bryant's arraignment. It's only supposed to last about 10 minutes, and Bryant will probably say just 2 words. Not guilty. That plea could set a trial for within 6 months. The LA Lakers star is accused of sexually assaulting a 19-year-old woman at a Colorado resort last summer. Kobe says the sex was consensual. Country music legend Glenn Campbell is going to jail, but he won't be there for long. The singer pleaded guilty today in Arizona to extreme drunk driving and leaving the scene of a car accident in Phoenix. Campbell, who made the hit song Rhinestone Cowboy, will get 10 days in jail, but he could be released after serving just 48 hours. He was also accused of kneeing a police officer, but an assault charge against him was dropped.
A surprise appearance by rap star 50 Cent turned into concert chaos. The artist was performing at an invitation-only event in Springfield, Massachusetts over the weekend when someone in the audience threw water at him. Witnesses say 50 Cent then removed his gold chain, jumped into the audience with members of his entourage, and then there was a big shoving match, and there were injuries. 2 people were arrested when it was all over. The rapper got back on stage to finish the performance, and he wasn't charged.
And to your health tonight, too much fat on your body may be more life-threatening than doctors first thought. Health experts say obese people die at younger ages more often than normal people. The general assumption was that masses of fat made the organs work much harder. Researchers say true, but fat cells also contain chemicals that send messages to the body. Obese people have abnormally high amounts of the chemicals that end up causing more damage. They're trying to find and name all the chemicals and figure out exactly what each one does.
And still to come tonight, the strategy that lawyers will use to keep Martha Stewart out of prison.
Also ahead, a WB17 News special report, the car that's revolutionizing the auto industry.
What to do about skyrocketing gas prices? Well, this is one alternative. I'm Jim Sinkovich, live with a story on how to save with a hybrid. Coming up next, Kirk.
Last May, just 5 days in the 80s for the whole month. We're going to have at least 5 this week. A warm forecast when WB17 News continues.
WB17 News at 10 is brought to you in part by Acme. It's your store.
I'm just going to get some fresh tomatoes.
Well, this is good news for Atlantic City in tonight's Philadelphia Business Journal report.
Tracy Sable has that, plus Martha Stewart's new attempt to stay out of prison. Trace?
That's right, guys. Some say putting Martha in the big house could force her to clean house. According to the Wall Street Journal, Stewart's attorneys plan to keep her from jail by arguing that a prison sentence would hurt her company and even cause layoffs. But legal experts say the move probably won't keep Martha from prison. That's because her business continued to operate despite her indictment. Stewart will be sentenced next month. She faces up to 16 months behind bars. The Borgata is boosting AC's bottom line. Atlantic City Casino revenue rose by nearly 16% last month, and the Borgata accounted for most of the increase. Overall, casino revenue shot up by more than $53 million in April, with the Borgata raking in $52.8 million. They were talking taxes in Philadelphia City Council today, specifically ways to overhaul the city's tax structure. Some of the changes being considered include phasing out the business privilege tax, cutting the city wage tax, and altering the real estate tax assessment system.
For a resident of Philadelphia at the median income of $47,000 a year, you pay $2,400 a year more in state and local taxes in Philadelphia than you do in our suburbs.
Advocates say Philadelphia needs to reform its tax system in order to survive as a city. For more on local business news, log on to WB17.com and click on the Philadelphia Business Journal's link.
Well, it seems like we cut spring short and jumped right into the summer.
It certainly is going to feel that way by the time we get to the end of the week. Let's go out tonight. Beautiful night to just enjoy a summer evening here in May in Delaware County. As the young ladies from media taking on Ridgely Park in softball this evening. Hear the way the current conditions shape up for you. With partly clear skies, there they are. There's southwesterly winds. After midnight last night, almost 1/4 of an inch of rain, more than 1/2 inch total at the airport from the storms that are moved through. Speaking of storms, we go back in time. This is last night. Chester County, there were severe storms, but the real problems came a little further to the west in York County, where the storms trained. That means reformed right on top of each other. And let's show you the result of what took place. There was some severe flooding with up to 5 inches of rain over a narrow geographic area. Dozens of families were evacuated, but more importantly, Karen King tried to drive her car over a flooded road, was swept down into the stream, and unfortunately, She passed away along with her young daughter in the flooded waters that took place in York County. We tell you time and time again, do not drive through flooded waters, and there's a good example why. Let's show you what's happening this evening here. The storms, the warm front that we just showed you, it's now up to the north of us, so there are big storms in Pennsylvania.